Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Absolutely awesome, awesome day. Day two of the Rank Makers Live Summit was absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome. Actually got an award, so that was very, very cool, very unexpected. Sort of a surprise sneak attack. Didn't see that coming, so that was so cool. It was just an honor to be part of that organization, to be able to make an impact on people's lives, to just to be able to pour into people and share with them and just help people grow and push outside the comfort zone. So absolutely blessing, blessing. Oh my God, from Shalene Johnson to Tim Story to just the breakthroughs that were absolutely unbelievable. Um, it was just absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome to see everything that was going on and just to be part of the entire growth. The permission, it should have been called Permission Summit 2020, because there were just so many people, so many breakthroughs, and people want to grow. People want to be able to make an impact. Thanks, Jock. People want to be able to make an impact. People want to be able to grow and move forward. And one of the things, and there's just so much I could talk about, and I want to keep this brief, and I want to talk about the power of no. If you're like some people, and this may be you, and I'll ask you this question: do you find it hard, especially if you have a servant heart, maybe if you're more of a yellow driven personality, do you find it hard to say no? Right? And if that's you, then I'm gonna suggest you use this power word no, and I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna give you a little story here, and I'm gonna explain how this works. So, one, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I live out in St. Louis. I have an awesome wife, dog, bunch of awesome children. Absolutely cool. Um, I'm a social media marketing strategist. I'm a coach. I love helping people succeed online and do breakthroughs. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. And I hope you are too. So, one, I want to talk about the power of no. And I'm going to throw in this little story here real quick, and hopefully this will make an impact so you understand. And one of the things that Ray talked about, he was sort of coaching this young lady, and she was a yes person. She's always like yes, 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 yes. Well, as a woman, as a wife to a husband, husbands in most cases, and I'm just speaking for me, I want to take care of my wife. I want her to be happy. I want her to feel comfortable. And it makes me feel really good when I can give her something. It can be something simple, and it can be something as simple as saying, "Hey, babe, I want to take you out to eat. Where do you want to go?" Right? And she might just say, "Whatever you want." See, here's what happens as a wife when she says, "Whatever you want." I don't want to take myself out to dinner, right? I want to take her out to dinner where she wants to go, to treat her to something that she wants to eat, that she wants to do. So it's one of those things. It's like no, and it's a little bit different situation than the power word of no. So I would just, this is my first recommendation to women. If you When your husband asks you what you like to eat, tell him what you want. Trust me, that's going to just make him feel so good. It's going to make him, he might even jump up and down and go, yes, yes, because it's what we want. We want you to tell us what you want, not what we want. It's not a whatever makes you good, because we'll eat just about anything, right? I'll eat about anything. I have no food issues. So when your husband asks you what you want to go out to, and that's just one thing, or where you want to go to a movie, or what do you want to see, don't just say whatever you want. And he's asking you that because he wants to know what you want. He wants to take care of you. He wants to pamper you. He wants to love on you. So let him do that. It makes us feel good. So that's part of that point. The second part is the power of no. If you're a yes person, one of the things that you can say, and I even do this in sales. If somebody comes to me, and a lot of times there's nothing wrong with that, somebody will come to me in sales and say, blah, 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 can you do any better? I'll say no. I don't even have to think about it. It's like, no. And there's so much power in that, and I don't budge. If it's no, I don't have to go check with anybody or go check with them. No, 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 because the second you give up that position, the second you give up that no position, no, okay, I'll go ahead and do it anyway. You've lost all credibility in anything you've ever done. Just like when your kids come to you and say, Mom, can I have this? Blah, blah, blah. You say, no. If you give in to that, you've lost all credibility with your children for the rest of their life. Then it's going to be no, no, let me call your dad. Let me call your mom. Then it just gets into this big ugly deal. No means no. I mean, it's no. Say no and stick to your guns. So let me explain the scenario, right? So husband's out, we'll just say spouse one is at work, spouse two is at home, right? Spouse one is at work, been working all day, and let's just keep this easy because I'm gonna mix it all up. We'll say husband's at work, wife just got home from work, and he's been working all day, had to actually work some extra hours, and she's at home and she's tired and she's doing some things, and she opens up the refrigerator and realizes that they need bread and milk and flour and some whatever. So she calls husband at work, and the husband says, yeah, and he answers the phone. Yeah, he's all tired and he had maybe a crazy client. He's stressed out a little bit. And she says, babe, we need some milk, and gives him a grocery list, right? And he really doesn't want to go to the store. He really doesn't want to go to the store. He's been working all day. Not to say that she hasn't, but he's been working all day. He's tired. He doesn't really want to go to the store. And he says, okay. He says, okay, I'm going to do it. And in the back of his brain, he's like, dang, I'm sort of bummed. I don't really want to go to the store. And he goes, okay, babe, I'll go to the store and get the stuff. And he's driving home, and on his way home, he's hungry and he's tired and he's worn out. It's like, at least when I get home, because I'm going to the store, she's going to have dinner ready for me, because why else would she ask me to get this stuff if there's not going to be dinner ready? So he goes to the store. He's all bummed. He's tired. He just wants to get home. He's irritated. Of course, he meets like the worst checkout person in the world who has an attitude. So that even makes his attitude worse. He buys them, puts them in the car, drives home, gets behind the slowest person in the world he could possibly get behind, trying to get home because he's tired, he's frustrated. He knows when he gets home, wife's going to have some food to eat. He gets home, he walks in the house, none of the lights are on, the porch light isn't on, it's dark, he fights getting in the front door. He walks in, there's no food, there's nothing in there. He's stumbling through the front door. He gets in. Heck, the dog hasn't even come downstairs to greet him yet. He's like, what the heck, right? So now he's just like lit, like, oh. He's lit to the world because he was expecting dinner to be ready because he picked up the groceries. So he walks in, he loads up the refrigerator. Babe, I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
She's sitting over here looking at me like, it's just a story. It's a story. I mean, I'm going with the point here. So anyway, he gets in there. Now he's just angry, and he just storms up the stairs and walks in the house, and she's just chilled, watching, watching her favorite stories or soaps or whatever. Maybe she's doing whatever. And so he's just like, I can't believe you asked me to get all this stuff and you didn't cook me dinner. And she's like, I'm too tired to cook dinner. I didn't want to get in there and start this argument. And then she says, okay, fine. I'll go cook you dinner then. And she runs down the stairs and starts cooking dinner. And she didn't want to cook dinner, right? So she didn't say no. She didn't want to cook dinner. So she's cooking dinner. And he's mad. He's like, screw this. If she cooks it, I'm not going to eat it anyway. So they have this big fight, right? They have this huge fight over nothing, right? The power of no, one simple word by saying no, right, would have stopped the whole entire argument and being stressed, or communicating. Like, babe, I'm really super tired right now. Just rewind a little bit back to work. Babe, I'm really super tired. I really don't feel like going to the store. I mean, can I just come home? Right? That would be one scenario. Or, hey, babe, if I pick up stuff from the store, can you cook me some food on the way home? Now, he could have asked either one of those questions. Now, he had the power to say no. She, on the other hand, has the power to say okay to either one of those questions. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, we can get food tomorrow. Or, yeah, babe, I really need milk, or whatever it might be. There has to be more communication in there. But the power of no could have stopped that. Now, on the other side of that, if your spouse says no, you've got to be okay with that. You've got to be okay with them saying no. Yeah, not a problem at all. And you can't have a resentment behind you. You can't be, damn, yeah. Got to communicate, right? He said no, so I'm just not going to talk to him for the rest of the night. I can't believe he didn't say no, that he was going to pick up the milk, right? That's not how that works. So it's got to be a two-way street. You've got to be okay with saying no, and you've got to be okay with the other person saying no and accepting that. And if there is some kind of issue that needs to be handled, it needs to be communicated on the surface without any poking and prodding or expectations of what the other person's supposed to do because they said yes or no. Right? So there has to be a strong communication in there. So the power of no can move you in get you a long way through a conversation. It can also help you give yourself permission to take care of yourself. You don't have to be somebody's carpet. You don't have to be somebody's rug. You have the power to say no. And trust me, when you start saying no, it's going to give you a lot better confidence. It's like going to give you a lot more posture. If you're building a team and you constantly have people calling you, I set expectations. I was prospecting today. I sent out a product, and I do things in a very segmented, organized way, top to bottom, left to right. That's how my brain runs. And some people, it drives them nuts. So I did all my prospecting this morning, and I was out sending these messages. And apparently 15 minutes, and I got in, was doing training and seminars and workshops all day. So this guy sends me a message, says, yeah, sure, send me the message. Now I'm waiting till tonight to send it to him. 2 hours later, he's like, so what, you're going to send me the message? And I saw it pop up, and I said, sorry, no, I'll get it back to you when I get back to my computer. Right? Now I could have freaked out if I said no. I said no. I said, I'll send it to you when I get back to my computer. He's like, okay. See, now I could have bowed down and been like, oh yeah, stopped everything, but I had some stuff that was very, very important that I needed to do over here. So I stopped, took 10 seconds, sent him a message, said, no, I'll send it back, send it to you when I get my computer. When I got some downtime, I send him a follow-up message and send him a link to watch the presentation. And he was like, see, he was okay with that, right? He was okay with me saying no. I didn't have to jump through. I didn't have to change my entire day or stop my entire day to do that and have a conversation with him, because that's how we operate. So the same thing goes with your team. When you're building your team, you've got to be able to set boundaries. You need to set your phone call boundaries. You need to set your follow-up boundaries. You need to set your time boundaries. This is when I'm available. If your team members say, hey, I'm not available on Saturdays, that's up to you. It's your schedule. It's your life. It's your business. You don't have to be a carpet for your team. You don't have to kiss their bottoms to make them, oh, I got to be super nice or they're going to quit. No, they're going to quit because they want to quit because they're punks or whatever, right? Their quitting has absolutely nothing to do with you at all. If you show up with your head down and you do your hustle and you lead from the front of the pack and you do the process and you follow the system and you continually put customers in, and when somebody says, what do you want? And you say, well, you know what, go look at this video, go do that training, go watch this video. And if they say something and they really need, I need you to talk about, no, sorry, I can't do that. Go watch this training. If they quit, that's on them. We're independent business owners. We're not bosses. We're not babysitters. We're not moms. We're not dads. Now, there may be some of your teammates that are going through some stuff that needs some counseling. And if you have some good resources that, send them to a counselor, because you're also not their counselor. I have an extensive background in drug and alcohol counseling. I'm a recovered alcoholic for 32 years. I'm clean and sober for 32 years. So if somebody comes to me that needs that, I know exactly where to send them, but I'm not going to bring that into my business, if that makes sense. I'm going to respect where they're coming from. I'm going to point them in a direction to get some help and get some counseling, and that's where I'm going to send them. And when you understand that as a leader, you're going to get a lot more respect from that person because you're giving them direction. So I challenge you, if you're in the habit of just saying yes, 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 and you've got that big yellow huggy heart, and you feel like you're just running on fumes and you're running out of gas, use the power of no. And you can do it in a loving way. No. Sometimes you say no. Somebody says, can you do this? Like, no. You don't have to give any kind of reasons behind it, no kind of excuses behind it. Or if you feel like you just have to say, no, I've really got this plan, I don't have time to do that right now. However, I might, and here's some posture that's going to come into that. If it's something you really, really need 72 hours from now, we'll talk about it. See, that's going to be something that will take the urgency off the edge. If it's still something that's important to them 72 hours from now, hey, let's reconnect in 72 hours. And if us talking is something that still needs to happen, because I guarantee you, if you send them off on their own, they're going to figure it out, right? They can use the Googles or they can use the YouTubes to get the information. Hey, if that's something that's still important to you, hey, let's talk about 72 hours. If it's something you still need, then we can go down that road and we can find some resources to help you out. Try the power of no. It's really, really going to posture you. It's going to make you feel a lot better. It's going to make you feel less like a carpet, and it's going to actually give you it's going to make your team respect you in terms of who you are. It's going to have your spouse respect you as who you are. Either way that goes. So I love you. Jesus loves you. Can't wait till day 3 for tomorrow for Rankmakers Live event. It's been absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm on a mission to have more empty refrigerators to make an extreme impact and be a Ladies Who Creator. I hope you guys are too. We'll see you tomorrow at Rank Makers Live. Bye-bye, everybody.